Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our stream. We are playing a game called RollingGunner. This is a shmup shooter, arcade shooter, that I think is quite known. It's actually a very fantastic game. It's just been under the radar for a while. So I just wanted to actually play. I just wanted to show you guys what this game is. Like I basically like to play random games that are pretty much like hitting the radar because I feel like these games can be like hidden gems. Like a lot of games that don't get that much attention do be hidden gems and do be a lot of fun, especially have a lot of like cool ideas. So I never knew anything about this game until I was searching up for like games that are in this genre, and I just found this game, and I actually had this game for like a while, so I'm just coming back into it. I can be a bit rough in the edges, so bear with me, but we're gonna go through this, and I'm gonna show you guys how this looks. I'm just gonna play the default. Well, there are so many different ones, so I think they all do the same thing, but I'm no, they all got different speeds. Yeah, so they all do kind of do the same thing, but they all got different speeds for each one and different starters. So we're just gonna pick this one right now. Yeah, so let's go. So pretty much you can just move around like normally. Something that the game actually has an original mode, which is the original game version. This is pretty much like the definitive version of the game, which has like a bunch of like tweaks and stuff. So I don't know if this game is on PC or whatever, but I am playing this on the PS5. So normally, or basically how these some smoke games normally do is that you can just rotate this while you're moving your ship. But basically you're moving your ship, but you can rotate it. However, in this version, the definitive version, you can use the analog stick to actually move it around, so it makes it a lot more easier than like if you're not used to doing this. Everybody have a different play style. I'm just not used to moving and having the thing move while I'm doing that. I tried doing it just doesn't work well for me, but I know that's how games work back then. And then you got this square button or whatever button. You can basically customize your own button input. So for mine is this square. This is for to like if there's like a bunch of colorful bullets on screen, this is like your wipeout, but it's also like your special attack that give you like extra damage and so forth. I think it's like overclocking, I think. And you have and if you slightly press the fire button, you can use like your basic attack, but your basic attack is also like not like your strongest attack, but you can move faster while tapping it, but while you're holding it is your stronger attack, so you're pretty much moving a little bit slower. And you have this drone, this laser drone. This laser drone you can move around, and what it's supposed to do is protect you from supposed to get rid of like any bullets that's on screen. So with the definitive version, it's a lot more easier to do this because you can because you can basically fire and move this around while doing that with the other analog stick. And that's basically it. That's what you do just throughout the whole entire game. There's a lot more to it. I mean, it's basically simple, but majority of the time, like, even if you call it simple, majority of these games have a lot of like hidden mechanics that pretty much makes it a lot more complex than what you may think. Because if you can do very well of maintaining the maintaining like your power and the usage of your bomb or your special ability, you can actually get a lot more I guess stronger in a way. It's almost like a hidden thing. You can get stronger, but yeah. And while you're doing that, you can also turn like these points things that you actually get into red. These also like earn like higher points and stuff. Now, before I said that I'm not really good at these kind of games. These games are, they do have a lot of like these games do have a lot of multitasking, so it's pretty much one of those kind of things you have to look around on screen, but also like you see someone right in front of you, something is around you, but you also gotta look like what's going on around the screen instead of just focusing what's in front of you and what's around you. Like you're pretty much focusing on all over the place. And also the cutscenes are really cool too. So yeah, this game is it's pretty cool. I had it for like a while. I believe I had it just for this year, and I never knew this game was around from the time. And I was like, man, I knew I said this before that we should see more games that are hidden, like basically under the radar, but are pretty much like hidden gems. Don't really get that much attention. Like you see a lot of games in the mainstream now. Like we get like a bunch of like first-person shooters. Like I get it, but I feel like I pretty much get burnt out from first-person shooters a lot, and because we see them all the time, like battle royale, first-person shooters. Like you pretty much seeing that is kind of like not getting that much attention, but they still do. They just don't get that much. My only thing is that my only issue is that there's a lot of games that were in the mainstream and just been, you know, oversaturated just because of that. It seemed like that the games that were back then that were important are not important as a genre anymore, but they're still part of a genre. And I think that's kind of sad that we should at least I think the gaming industry should just at least put these games, even if they're not, you know, first person games or whatever, they should just still get attention in the front. Because to be real honest, the games that don't get that much attention be better games than the games that comes out from first party team members. I'm just going to just say that. I don't care how anybody put it. I just think that I just have a lot more fun with playing like indie games or all these other games instead of just having to not basically play a game like in a short period of time, and I'd be like, I'm just playing the game for a reason, but then we're not really playing the game, and then we just get a bunch of like stuff that is blocked from playing the game or enjoying the game, and you just feel burnt out because you're not having fun no more, because there's always got to be some kind of gimmick that has to be in your way. But with these kind of games, it's just pure gameplay, no hidden gimmick, just fun, skill, but it's just mainly just having fun, just playing games. Like I feel as though we spend so much money on and I'm not trying to be like the kind of person that just want to talk about like I know anything about the gaming industry. I do not, but I do play a lot of games, and I do see a bunch of change back then, and I feel as though that we spend a lot of money on games that were meant to be put with a lot of hours in. It's crazy that we put a lot of hours and free-to-play games, but then the games that do come out are like $80 now, and we don't put that much hours in like a free-to-play game or a live service or like a live service game, whatever you want to call them. So mainly these are arcaders, you know, so they kind of like short games, but they all pretty much, it's not pretty much about how short they are. They about these games, a lot of people really don't know that these games back then, especially if you're new, you never really played arcade games or familiar with arcade games, that these games were pretty much replayable games. Like if you were back then, these, like, you have a system, and whatever age that you were when you had, I don't know, PlayStation 1. I never had a Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, or any of those. I wish I did, but I never really had those, so I had a PlayStation 1. My first game system was a GameCube, and my first game introduction was Super Smash Bros. And then I seen Sonic, and my second game was Sonic Adventure, a DX. So like I said, I never really had a Sega Saturn, I never really had a Sega Dreamcast, so I couldn't really play the original Sonic Adventure. So that was the only time. And plus, trying to look up, like, you know, trying to buy one is very expensive. I don't know how it is now, but I know back then when I was trying to play the original, it was super expensive to where I just feel like I just didn't even want to get a chance to do so. I was like, well, I'm actually happy I actually got a chance to play it on the a GameCube. I think my only thing that I didn't like about the GameCube version was that all the character models were super shiny. I don't know what it is, but it seemed like a lot of like Sonic games back then, that he was just getting shinier and shinier and shinier. But now they just kind of just tone that down, so he doesn't seem like he's just been in the ocean and it came out the ocean or just took a shower or something. But yeah, I mean, those games were pretty much like replayable games. Those, like, levels were short but simple. It didn't have to be super long. I mean, now we get like a bunch of games that has to be long, but I don't think it really, games have to have longer stages or anything. As long as it's fun, as long as the mechanics, the gameplay is smooth, it's fine, I can just play those games all day. Also, I think I'm understanding this right. So this little, so the drone that you pretty much are using to protect yourself, I think if you have absorbed enough bullets after when you use the bomb, you can gain your bomb back just by absorbing a lot more. I only use it when it comes to like crazy stuff, like if it seems like I can't dodge it a lot more, because, well, these games do be having a lot like bullets on the screen, so it's kind of almost like having a panic attack when you see someone like that, because when you get hit in these games, some games, this game really don't, so it pretty much give you a health bar, but majority of the games, like in these kind of like Damatu style games, majority of them seem to have like one hit kills. So when you see something like that, it do turn into like a panic attack, especially like something like that. However, just don't be afraid to like just to move around. Like if you see something, just try to actually like not just stay in one area too long, but just try to keep moving, because what will happen if you just do this and then you just, stop at a certain point, you're screwed because there is a rhythm and a pattern to it. So you want to always keep maintaining that pattern. Like, you can change patterns, but always maintain that same pattern. If it worked before and you see that you're about to do like a certain pattern, just maintain that same pattern and you'll be fine. Even if your pattern is alternate because you're in a different like angle, still use that same pattern. Because the moment you change it, the moment you're going to mess up. But also, like, back then, a lot of games didn't have that kind of technology to like have a lot of what games can do nowadays. But again, like, these games would like pretty much just put you into the game. You play the game and you already, you're still playing the game. It didn't have to go with like cutscenes or any of this stuff. Like, I'm cool with cutscenes, but I'm pretty much like not really cool when cutscenes be taking you out from an experience that you feel like you're not playing. I feel like cutscenes should just be part of you in it. Like, if they want to put like cutscenes, I feel like it's better to just have me do something or move around or something, make me feel like I'm actually part of this. Because I feel like it's just become more like movies in a way where you're trying to tell me a story, but then it's like I can't really engage with the story because I'm not doing anything. Like, the story would be cool, but I'm not doing anything. I'm just here just listening to characters just talking back and forth. And it's like I'm not really like we're not going nowhere, we just staying around in one spot. And then after that it's like, oh yeah, we're going to the next cutscene. It's like, oh, like, okay, I thought I was playing the game for a moment, but okay. Like, games back then also had that, but it wasn't too much to where that the cutscene took away the game experience. Like, it didn't feel like that you wasn't playing the game. Like, games also be like, the cutscene be so long to where it just feels like you're not even playing the game no more. Then once you play the game, you be like, oh wait, oh, so we're playing, okay. Cause you just be, because you feel like that you're not even playing the game no more. You just feel like you're just watching a movie or something. It's just crazy how a lot of games changed. I actually like when the games like these pretty much just put another enemy on the side of, or like add another boss or something. Cause it seems like that you already know how to beat the first one, and just be like, oh yeah, we're gonna just throw another one in. I forgot how old this game was, but I know like if you look at it, like it probably look like it's it could be like a Flash game, but the visuals is actually really nice. Like everything, like it's colorful. It's like you can see a lot of the action. Like you can see everything, so you basically know what's going on. Now, I know I said this before. I said it was like in my other streams or probably one of them, but like I really do want to see, which we basically slowly getting, is these games to be 3D. But I want to see something like this, like where there's a bunch of bullets, just all this stuff with great visuals. It just looks like a next generation game, but in 3D. And when I mean like in 3D, I'm talking about in the 3D perspective. And I know that it's going to be hard to see the bullets, but if you can imagine these games being in 3D, do you know how cool but terrifying that would look like? Because it's like you have to judge, and I think that's the whole point. When like it's the same thing like with with like playing a top down, it's like pretty much just judging, because they're using the same pattern. It's just that the pattern, it just switches up, but it's the same pattern. So as long as you can understand that, but majority of the time you just move out the way if you just can't figure that out. Because in 3D they will just be overlapping, and then it's like you be trying to figure out what's right behind it. But if you can just time it and understand it each time, it would be like it comes to like easy. Like I feel like certain games we do take it like that, but they don't really take it that far. I want to see a 3D game that can at least have just to give like a taste of what that can be like. Now, again, I'm not like really like a game tester or anything, so it might be a lot to where it might cause the frame rate to go down. But I really want to see what that actually looks like, though. It wouldn't hurt to try. And like, even though I'm not the best in these type of genres, like these are like my favorite genres to play. That's why like I really do want to see more games like these, because we don't really like, we get them, but we don't like again, they just don't be in the mainstream like that. Like we just get a lot of like, right now we just get a lot more like fighting games, which is pretty cool. But like we see like a bunch of like first person shooters. I don't know how the public's tired from those, but I'm just kind of burnt out from it, where I just want to see a little bit of like a variety to it, like maybe like a puzzle games or whatever, like racing games or something, just to break that up a little bit. Matter of fact, I really want to see an on-rail shooter to be up in the mainstream. To be honest, I wouldn't mind playing that. Like, do anybody actually remember the Resident Evil railgun shooters? You know, those were actually lengthy games. Oops. I'm just gonna stay in the middle. I was trying to be on the outside, try to follow one of the drones or wherever the things that is circling around the screen. But they were faster than me, so my only best bet was just to stay in the circle. So this right here, this is the last stage. I think there's pretty much 6 stages in this game. I'm gonna do another playthrough because there is so the music changes. So they have an arranged music. They have also like the original. The one we were playing is the original one. But the arranged one is exclusive only to here in this version. Oops. Oops. Me, I would probably just stay in the middle in this section, because they were going to be coming out from the sides, and they're going to be coming out from the top, and these things that also going to be coming out from the bottom. Is a better way to see everything instead of like staying up here and then getting hit. Like you can see that there is, so I think there's like a red, is there like a red glow light that basically telling you that there's an enemy coming from that section. But it's better to be in the middle, just to make sure that you can actually see when they do come out. You just know when to get out the way. But that's what these games are mainly about. It's just pretty much just managing how you use your special skill, or I guess your special, and pretty much just watch your surroundings. Like, as long as you can just do that, you'll just be fine. Like it's the same thing as like driving a car. Like if you can drive a car, you gotta look around in your surroundings and stuff. You definitely can play these type of games with no problem. It's the same thing. And it's crazy. That's how I got. That's how I started learning how to drive, is by playing these type of games, because of getting into little tight corners and stuff. Pretty much judgment, because that's what it also is, like driving is basic judgment. So it's the same thing here. I don't know why I flew up there. Wow. I keep forgetting that he does that move after when he does that. It's like he do it when they get done, but he do it right away. And that's it. And that is RollingGunner. Yeah, RollingGunner Overpowered is the definitive version, or the version that we're playing right now. But RollingGunner is the original one, which you can play in this version too. But you ain't gonna have the analog stick, or the moving the drone around the ship. It's just gonna be just your regular, where you just gotta move the ship to move the drone around. But yeah, that's that. It's a really cool game. Like, again, it's really short, but these games are always like, because they're short, it's not bad. As long as there's something behind it, just give you like a replayability, then that's what you basically play it for. Like, the replayability of these games is just pretty much just getting better, but there's a lot more to it. Like, I replay it because even though it's short, it's fun. It's just easy to get in and easy to get out. But it's also a lot more to like learn about it. So yeah, that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm going to be doing the next version, the next one with the arranged music version, to see to basically hear what the arranged music basically sounds like compared to the one we're playing right now. So this is Psycho Syndicate Team signing off. Peace.